We haven't done this for a long time. I've not done any interviews or anything. Really.
No, I haven't.
No, nothing.
No.
No. We tend not to, do we? I wonder why is that?
Should have plenty to talk about then, shouldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose we could really go for hours, couldn't we? But it's been a while, hasn't it? We've done these gigs for 4 years and no one's not really done that much interviewing, have we, really? We should do, but we don't.
No.
Nobody asks us. So we thought, nobody asks us, nobody plays. So we thought, for once, we would let you know what we're up to, what we've done, what's coming up, and take it from there.
I can't remember, yeah, I can't remember anything about it.
Really, I'm not a musician. I can't play an instrument. I can play a bit of bass if I need to, and I can keep time with it. But I couldn't tell you an E from an F or a G from a bloody B. Well, I know what B sounds like. I've just seen one. But I can't. If you said, "Oh, it goes to C sharp," I go, "Oh, fuck's on about." But I know if it sounds right, if it sounds good, I've got, and then I try and work on that. But it's hard, really. It's hard. But I've been lucky because, I say, stance Matt was very good. Exit was a bit different, but and then Ruins, obviously everyone can play. Everyone can play their instruments, and it's quite easy when you've got a band that can play. But I never really have a say in the music as such. I leave that up to you and the rest of the band, don't I? And then when you've got something, or we've jammed something out, then we'll take it back home and rework on it, and then come back and do it again and again until we're quite happy with it. But it's been interesting. It's been interesting. Each one's been its own separate identity, separate journey.
Have you enjoyed your time in the musical arena?
Times it's been amazing. Other times it's been horrible. Well, that's life, isn't it? Sometimes it's just the best thing ever. If you have a good gig, it's just the best thing ever. When we played the Ice a couple of times, and you come off that and you think we played really well. You rehearse hard for it, don't you? You get out of it every week after work, come in for 2 hours. And then you just hope that on the gig you can hit a certain level, and you go past the level you think you can. And yeah, it's an amazing feeling. When we played with Penetration, that was a great feeling. We played with the Subs, that was a good feeling. Chameleons, just to play with the Chameleons was just like, who plays with them? And just to do the gig with them was like, that's a high for me. But then you've got your low points, you've got your ones where everything packs up on you. I can remember one exit gig was terrible because everything just broke. And we played one, didn't we, that wasn't very good. We played Pentridge where the soundman decided he'd try and sound like Jesus and Mary Chain with loads of echo. You think he was either drunk, stoned or something. Oh, I know, I'll remix this band myself. And it was like, what the
sound, it started out pretty good actually, the sound. It was okay to start with. And it just gradually deteriorated, didn't it? To the end, it was just...
Like, oh no, get me out of it, get me off, I've had enough. But you lick your wounds and you go, yeah, that ain't on it again.
But you're at the soundman's mercy, aren't you, really?
You are. It doesn't matter how much you rehearse and how much you do and how good you are. You're always at somebody else's mercy for a gig. That's what makes it exciting, and it also makes it terrifying. And people don't realise when you're on stage what you're actually up against and how tiring it can be and how nerve-wracking it can be. I mean, you get nervous. I get nervous before. But some people don't. If I've done 6 or 7, it doesn't bother me. But if you're doing one every now and again, yeah, I'm shitty. Yeah, I'm terrible 2 days before. Absolutely dreadful. And then you go on, and those are in the crowd. They have the same sound because of the PA, don't they? But when we're playing, if I move, somebody can't hear the guitar. He's disappeared somewhere. It's gone off to Nottingham, and I've suddenly just got a head full of bass. And then if I move backwards, I've just got this drummer smashes in the back of my head, and I can't hear the other 2. So I'm concentrating like mad and trying to remember where I am in the songs and all that. It's quite tricky, you know. It's not as easy as people think. But if you rehearse enough, you can be all right with that. You can be all right with it, but it can be bloody hard work. Yeah, it really can.
I take a trip up the mountain, or on the back of a dolphin. Sounds nice, but reality's different. So I'll start a collection of figurines of people like that, or maybe not. Or maybe not.
Yeah, sometimes it can just go against you, can't it? No matter what you do or how prepared you think you are.
No, and then sometimes, if you come off, sometimes I'll go, oh, that was brilliant, and then other times you go, oh, that was really poor, and you think, yeah, well, perhaps the sound wasn't very good. We were all right. Or we can play really well and hear everything fantastic on stage, and outside it's no good.
Yeah.
And the other times it sounds really good out there, and we sound like shit. It's just a lottery, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, and again, you've got a poor sound on stage that can affect how you.
Yeah, because your confidence levels can go woof like that, can't go up and down.
Yeah.
It's quite hard, really. It is quite hard. And every time you come off, you think, oh, we could have done a bit better than that. I didn't know how good you were. I always tend to get, we could have been slightly better than that. There's only a couple of times when I thought, yeah, that was bang on, that was. Yeah. But normally, you just do the best you can, don't you?
Rock and roll.
Rock and roll, yeah.
Yeah, so the Ruins, they've been around for about over 10 years now. How's that going? And have you achieved what you set out to?
Well, yeah. Probably more, actually. I wasn't expecting us to do what we did with them. By a long way, no. I wasn't expecting to do 3 albums. No, not at all. For saying it was just supposed to be a couple of songs, really, for a night out. And then suddenly you're playing gigs quite regularly. And doing stuff, yeah. We're very fortunate, I think. Very fortunate. A lot of good help from a lot of people. We've got some fantastic gigs, yeah. And as I mentioned before, you're playing with some bands you've grown up with, and you're meeting these people, and it's like, wow. You know, we did far better in the last 10 years than I did in the previous 20. You know, it's surprising when I look back and think who we've played with. I go, oh, did we play with them? Oh God, we played with them? Oh bloody hell! Yeah, crazy when I think about it. Did I spend the night talking to him? You know, and they're all dead nice. They're nothing like you'd expect. But yeah, I think we didn't get any radio play. We should have got more radio play with Loon stuff. thinking we'll probably be back for do a gig or two and do a couple of new tracks. But it's that whole thing, isn't it? It's that whole thing of time and stuff like that, really, and getting everybody together and getting the right setup, the right thing. We've been a bit unfortunate because we've turned quite a lot down for one reason or another. Someone's been ill, someone's been on holiday, someone just doesn't fancy it. I don't sometimes fancy it. He wants to go to Plymouth for a night out. Drive 250 miles out and play to 20 people. It's just not going to happen, is it? You know? It just doesn't happen. Not for 25 quid. And 48p from Spotify. Yeah, but yeah, we've got to be quite happy with what we did. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, some great music, some good gigs. Some great.
Yeah, I think sometimes we don't promote ourselves enough or have the confidence to go up to some DJ somewhere and say, if you don't play it, it's women eat in the face, you know, that sort of thing that some people do. We just don't do that. We've just got that sort of attitude of, well, if they like us, great. If they don't, I don't care less. Could care less.
But it's nice if they do, isn't it?
Oh yeah, of course it's nice if they do, yeah. But it's not the be all and end all. The be all and end all is doing it, really. You know, it's just doing the music and trying to enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Really.
And it's a bonus if others enjoy it as well.
Yeah, it is. I always find it odd when people do buy your stuff and buy t-shirts and £10 gig and went off. I do find that whatever. Because I think it's because years ago they wouldn't have even stolen a badge off you. Whereas they're like, oh, you're buying a t-shirt, you're buying an album. Wow, that's very kind. You know, whereas they're like, fuck it, these are your badges, you know, this shit.
So where the lonely souls break laces in their boots, you can wash away the fear of running loose. And when the black and dust is breathed through the nose, the future breath of life gets harder to expose.
So you've got a new project now called Slow Erosion.
Yeah.
How did that come about and how's it going?
Slow Erosions. Slow Erosion's a funny one really, because we've just done a gig with the Ruins with players playing the Cravats. And it was come to Christmas time, and we always have a break around Christmas time for about 6, 7, 8 weeks. And then get back together. It was about February time and start rehearsing again on recording. And COVID hit, so none of us could play. We couldn't get together. So Bertie was starting to play the piano, and on the last Slight Van music, he put a bit of piano on it. But while we had this time he was learning it and coming out with these recording songs. And he sent me some songs over to listen to. But not really. More like hymns more than songs. And I got one, I listened to it, I thought, I could write something to this. So I just thought we'd go in and see how it sounded. And it sounded great. So suddenly sent me another 15. And then another 5 came, and then I got writing a few more. And then I recorded them, and then I think by the time we'd done, must have had about 20 odd. And then we picked 9 for the first album, which did alright. And then we did the Derby song, which went really well. Everyone seemed to like it, apart from the radio that never played it. Which sort of sums everything up, really.
Skins, drinking tins, spiked up hair, fantasies and the girl smile in a crusty shirt.
quite a few views on YouTube, did it not?
Yeah, it got a couple of thousand, right? Yeah, which is brilliant, really. Yeah. So I was very pleased with the reaction to it. But I think it could have done more. Yeah, but but it was a success. Yeah, that's a good track. Yeah, and then so it sort of carried on, didn't it? We just kept getting songs sent to him. I'd write them, come in, record them, and then suddenly he's hit 60. I think 60 songs, which is insane. And then we've got enough now for a second and a third album. The second one's nearly done. I know the vocals are full. I think there's just some backing vocals to do and some mixing. And then that should be out fairly soon, hopefully. And we'll see how that goes. I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, but just a few listens. I think the more you listen to it, the better it gets, really. Which is all I think was all good stuff. That if it's instant, you usually get bored of it after about a couple of plays. If it takes a few listens, it's normally pretty good. Some songs are just lines put together, and some are obviously just made up on the spur of the moment with no lyrics written. Confusion was one, wasn't it? We just did that straight off. That was another one where it just came straight out of the head, straight onto tape, which I quite like. I quite like doing that, really. The hard part is doing it the second time. You can sometimes lose a bit of the feeling, because sometimes you can listen to it and play it and then he's doing it, and then to repeat it, it's just getting all these little nuances right and everything, which is quite tricky. Really.
So rather than sort of shouting politically for revolution from the hilltops or the rooftops, it's more of a political or social commentary that can penetrate through to people that way, really.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
The church where she was wed, the thieves have stolen all the lead, and stained glass windows start to fall. Life's like a movie scene, heroes here cannot be seen. The age of chivalry's been laid to rest. The memories of old, of uncle's stories from the war, just meadows rusting in the shed.
Spies was good. I liked Spies. That was good. That was good, and that made people think a bit. Yeah, but so if you sit down and actually listen to it, some of it's quite deep. Yeah. And others a bit tongue in cheek, really. But you've got to leave a bit for the. Some songs I always do, and I know what it's about, and other people haven't got a clue. Which I quite like, really, because they can do their own interpretation. But I don't know. Yeah, don't know. But yeah, you can listen to them, and then over a period of time you forget originally what it was about, and then you think it was about something else.
Have you got any favourite Slow Erosion tracks?
Yeah, I've got a good 7 or 8. Yeah, yeah, there's not many I don't like, or ones that weren't. There might be one or two that could have written slightly better. Can't think of. We've done that many. You keep moving on. That I couldn't tell you what track 4 was on the first album. Couldn't tell you that at all. No.
Derby song.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
Is it really?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah.
I remember reading once or hearing somewhere that is to put one of your best songs at your 4th track on the album.
Is that right?
Mm. And I've always bear that in mind and sort of considered it for any sort of. But obviously, it's if it fits in the album, you know. Spend many hours switching the track listing around and stuff. You know,
you can frustrate into it.
Can drive you mad, but.
There's one time you can listen to it as an album and you think, oh yeah, that's good, and then another time you think, change a bit, and you go, oh, that's even better, and then do it again, it's not as good.
Yeah.
You just hope people listen to them all, really.
Yeah.
And find one they actually like. Because some albums I have, the ones you're supposed to like, I can't stand. And the ones that you think, oh, that's not very good, actually enjoy it. It's just no set thing, is it?
No.
Really. And it could be just the odd line here and there, you really like. Yeah. Yeah, but most of them I like, yeah. We must get out and do a proper couple of vids and things, but I'd really like to get out and play them, because I do miss playing live. I do, yeah. Gets me out of the house. It's better than watching reruns of Watercolour Challenge on YouTube, isn't it? And that other one, what was it? Homes in the Country, where they never buy the fucking thing. Yeah, they always go, £5 short on a £500,000 house we can't afford. First to live on a traffic car, then in a caravan. Mad, isn't it?
Yes. Have your influences changed over the years?
I listen to more music now than I ever have done, from different types of genres and stuff, yeah. A lot of bands I used to think years ago were awful, and you listen to them and I think actually they were really quite good. AC/DC, you watch some of their early gigs and you think, oh, what an amazing band. I couldn't stand them. And Haircut 100, they were dreadful at the time. Because we were spoiled, really. We had so many decent bands to watch. Haircut 100 came along, you thought, that's terrible. It was at the time, but now you think actually it wasn't that bad. It was far better than I thought it was. Well, we were spoiled for bands, weren't we? We had all the punk stuff, and we had all the goth stuff, and then we had the, all the fantastic bands coming through. And then there was...
We had the LPs.
Yeah, they had the LPs, yeah. And then you did it on the road, oh, it's Haircut 100, a load of crap. But you listen to anything, actually it was a good track. Yeah. It was, but yeah. I can't listen to these days. I haven't said that. Yeah, I can't. Some of this grime stuff does me no. It really gets to me. I don't mind a bit of noise when they just repeating the same song with just a different singer, and they're always having to go at the wrong people. They always go. They're not really having to go at governments as such, who make their life a misery. They're always having to go at the bloke round the corner who's doing the same sort of rapping he is, just using a different name, and we're going to stab him round the corner.
Yeah, it's been a big change in the music scene really in our generation, hasn't there?
Yeah, huge change. I think there was a time when it was hard to get a crowd, but you could make a bit of money. Now it's easy to get followers to like it, but you're not going to make any money.
No.
And then there's the others who don't get a crowd and don't make any money, but do it just for the fun of doing it. And I don't know which bracket we're in, probably the third. But that's not the point, is it? The point is, you're doing something, You've got to do something. And if you're into music, you've got to keep going. And you only need that, I don't know.
There's certainly a medium now to get out there and to be seen and heard without going to your record company, isn't there, and being signed onto a label. And
Yeah, well, we'd never do that anyway, would we? We'd never sign to anybody. We don't want to get involved with those people. I suppose that's punking, isn't it? Really. Why would we want to sign to people who just basically want to rip you off? Give you a £50,000 advance, go off to Wales, and then get you annoyed, and then you leave, and then they sue you. Because you've not come with 3 hit singles. Why would you want to do that? Yeah, it sounds bizarre to me. Why do you want to get involved with them?
It depends how big the advance was, 50 million, I might be...
Yeah, it might be.
Yeah,
well,
where do I sign? But, But yeah,
But they don't intend to do that these days. There's not many bands that actually sign to a label. I think most people do it on the internet, don't they, and hope for the best, really. And it's a funny one, isn't it? It's a funny one, really, because everyone I've ever met that's signed, they've always ended up in trouble with it.
Yeah.
Really. Unless you're extremely lucky. Which, it's only 1% of the bands make it anyway, don't they? The rest just end up singing outside the co-op. Apart from those, I ain't going out the co-op. They don't give stamps out anymore. I'm not busking outside the co-op.
It's a shame, stamps are quite valuable these days, aren't they? Pound a pop.
Co-op stamp. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not going to sing outside the co-op for now. No. Not at all. Although I might cause a racket outside B&Q, just to annoy them, just to get to that point where they go, the police are on the way, and then I'll just pack up and fly. Yeah.
Are you still driven musically as much as you were in your youth? Does it still give you the same buzz, the same excitement or drive?
Yes, certain times I can get excited by music, certain times I can get excited by doing videos, certain times I can't stand it. You're always dependent on somebody. You always depend on something else, aren't you, really? Yeah. Maybe it's time to
music stands falling down.
Time to stop. It's like the mastermind chair, isn't it? You can ask me that again.
Yes.
We've got much more to do, haven't we?
Yeah, are you still driven musically as much as you were in your youth? Has it changed in any way?
Yes, I don't think I'm quite as driven as I was.
Do you get the same pleasure?
I can still get the same pleasure, I can still get the same excitement. I get a buzz when you're doing a good gig, I get a buzz when you hear something that makes you go, oh, that's good, I like that, I'd love to write for that one. And then you've got the other side of it, where you just really don't fancy doing it at all. It's a very frustrating thing to do, being in a band. I think it's a very frustrating thing to do. You have your big highs and you have your big lows and you have your bit of that. But overall, what you put in, you only get out after all. If you put more time in, then you get more back. If you don't put the time in, you don't get it back, do you? But yeah, there are times when it's like the best thing in the world. When you're recording something, you go, yeah, I like that. And then there's other times you think, that line's shocking. You have to come up with something better than that. Whereas when you get it out and people go, that's a good song. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's nice when they do that. Yeah. But as I said before, it still surprises me when somebody buys it. It's a big thrill, doesn't matter who it is. They're buying your music because they like it. It's like, oh, wow. I probably wouldn't buy their music if they're singing in the bath.
You never
know. You never know. It might be the best singer ever. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm not really a singer anyway, am I? I'm more of a writer of lyrics. Because my singing hardly goes up 10 scales and down 10 scales. I seem to sort of get like that.
You've written a couple of books. Tell me about those. Any plans to write any more books?
Yeah, well, I would write another one. Probably got enough to write another one. But I have to pay for Word, which is about 100 quid. And I don't seem to have 100 quid to buy Word. and I can't remember the password to get into the publishers to do it. So I'd have to... it's just a lot of work, to be fair, writing a book. It takes bloody hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. And then it might not be very good. I mean, I was surprised how well the first one did. I was absolutely gobsmacked when I did that. The second one wasn't quite right, but I think I rushed it.
Which was the second? Was that the lyric book?
No, it's Got to Get Away one. It was about being an exit and gigging and what's it all like, and then losing Nick and everything, and getting depression and stuff like that. So that was different to the first one. And the third one, yeah, I could do another one, but you've got to make it quite entertaining, and I'm not that entertaining really. You know, because a lot of the time is spent with work now, isn't it? Whereas before it was spent with doing music. So, and I can't write about work, I'm not allowed. But I could write about work, it'd be hilarious. But I'm not allowed to do it. Confidentiality and all that. But yeah, I could probably write 3 books about work, really. Yeah, the NHS is a wonderful place to be and an awful place to be at the same time. Yeah.
What's that?
I don't know. Should we call it quits?